On a Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m., Officer Weber was on patrol in a neighborhood that had recently experienced several daytime burglaries. Her attention was drawn to a car in a driveway of one house, which had its trunk open. In the trunk were several plastic trash bags of the type reportedly used by the burglar to carry away stolen property. Weber pulled her cruiser into the driveway behind the vehicle, blocking its path. At that point, the driver of the car was closing the trunk and preparing to leave. The driver approached Weber, appearing quite nervous, and asked her to move the cruiser. Instead of doing so, Weber asked the driver for identification, which he produced. The identification indicated an address on the other side of town. Weber then frisked the driver, found a gun in his left coat pocket, and arrested him. No evidence connected the driver to the burglaries, but he was prosecuted for unlawfully carrying a concealed weapon. The driver moved to exclude the gun on the grounds that the initial stop was illegal and that the gun was the fruit of that illegal stop. What should the court decide? Officer Weber was certainly entitled to ask the driver some questions without any justification, but the encounter would need to remain voluntary. Arguably, the encounter in this scenario was not voluntary, as the driver was not free to leave because Weber had blocked the driveway with her cruiser. The question is then, did Weber have reasonable suspicion to stop the driver in the first place? That is, assuming that the encounter was a stop, thereby implicating the Fourth Amendment, was the officer justified in making the stop? To answer this question requires looking at the specific facts that Weber knew prior to the stop. What she knew before the stop, not what she learned during the stop. So what she learned before she stopped was that there was a car in an area known for daytime burglaries, and plastic trash bags had been used in the burglaries, and that same type of trash bag was seen in the car. Weber did not know who lived at the address. She did not know who the driver was, or even that the driver was nervous. The information was discovered after she made the stop. The facts that Weber possessed prior to the stop are therefore inadequate to support a showing of reasonable suspicion. For all Weber knew, the driver was leaving his house and taking some trash to the dump. Additionally, the after-the-fact knowledge Weber learned cannot be considered in determining the legality of the initial stop. Thus, the frisk was illegal, and the gun inadmissible.